this content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill
Wait
no one.
a second.
Oh, no.
When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the World. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake, and we're here to show you what they got. Any case, we've got a lot of cool stuff for you, and the best news of all, there is Gundam.
Yes, indeed.
Actually, one in particular. Let's see here. It's After War Gundam X Collection 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say about it. But there is Gundam this week. But there's a lot more than the Gundam this week. A whole lot more. And we're going to show you right now. All right. Well, I will hand the very first bit of news over to you. Hold on. Let me just throw you on here. There you go.
All right. And I'm going to kick us off with a re-release that I'm pretty sure is a first-time format upgrade. And for a really fun film from, I believe, the end of the 90s, The Mask of Zorror, which stars recent Oscar nominee Antonio Banderas, along with Catherine Zeta-Jones, Anthony Hopkins, and a number of other individuals. Very fun movie, good times. I recently got to revisit part of it, and it's good times. And there is plenty of eye candy no matter which side of the fence you're on. And so I'm sure the 4K will be quite a fun upgrade for that.
I am sure.
All right.
Well, all right. There we are. Okay, this is going to be a quick one. Doctor Who Series 12, with, of course, the as one actual reporter in the magazine put, with the only good Doctor Who, as they say, the what was it, the first female Doctor. And so she continues on her journey. How long is she? It can't be series 12 for her, though, because she hadn't been around for 12 years. How long has she been Doctor Who? It's been a couple, but not 12. What do you think?
No, not 12.
I guess the series, because usually isn't each Doctor related to like a specific set of series or something like that? I don't know how they structure it. I really don't. Because Doctor Who's been going on for a couple of years. And I have yet to see a single episode. That's impressive, isn't it? All right. Well, I'm going to be moving it back to you. All right. And no.
We're both slackers. So speaking of slackers, a movie that is the quintessential slacker comedy, or one of them anyway, is the Coen Brothers' The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski has spawned a couple of random projects from the people involved. There was a pretty awful YouTube video by Tara Reid that falls into the so bad it's good category. But this time around, we have an actual legit film featuring John Turturro, directed by John Turturro, reprising his role as Jesus Quintana. And the film is called The Jesus Rolls. And by most accounts, it's a pretty unfortunate side project for the film. But given the people involved, you've also got Audrey Toto, Susan Sarandon. You know, you got some interesting people involved. I really do think Jesus Quintana was probably not the character that needed a film based around him. And I have had mixed feelings about the films Turturro's directed, but I'm still curious. I will have to see this one day. Hopefully, it will be good.
So I've got another one that looks interesting, at least, which is Exorcism at 60,000 feet. Now, this is an older one, and the concept just strikes me as entertaining. I don't have quite as many of these as you do, where these things go like, oh, well, this looks amusing. I'll put this on because I may get this. But this is one of those few. It's just the concept of them doing like the full-on exorcism while the plane is in the air. And it shouldn't sound silly to me because it looks like it could theoretically be a scary movie. But I don't know why. I just had this picture of this guy doing the exorcism as like all the stuff flying around. The masks are flying in the airplane and everybody is just, crying out, Lord Jesus, help us. It's just, I don't know. It probably isn't that funny, but It just strikes me as absurdist to me.
What you didn't know is it's actually a sequel to Snakes on a Plane.
Exorcism on a plane.
Exactly.
Well, you're up.
So, another one of those ones where I had never heard of it, but I was amused by what I saw, is the new film from Michael Winterbottom, who has worked frequently with the film star Steve Coogan, including a film that I do have in my collection, Tristram Shandy, A Cock and Bull Story, which was a fun movie. And he also did the drama A Mighty Heart, which is kind of a random choice, I think. But he has a new film coming out called Greed. And this one, I just love the taglines, is the devil is in the retail. I'm like, yep, yes it is. It has good times. But Steve Coogan's pretty cool. And I've seen some good stuff he's in, and I like that one that I saw with Winterbottom. They also did all the trip films, like Trip to Italy, Trip to Spain, all those. I need to see those one of these days. But yeah, it looks good.
All right. Sounds like some fun right there. So we have a little bit more fun. Actually, something that is very tempting for me, which is the film Bloodshot. I think it was it The Rock or Vin Diesel taking on the lead role? I can't remember.
Diesel.
Vin Diesel. And I don't know, are you familiar with the comics? Because they were fairly,
No.
I mean, I want to say it was Valiant that published Bloodshot. Valiant was an odd universe. I have a couple of them, at least I think I do, when they were crossing over with Image. And they had a couple, like, they were known for, like, the Atom and Exo Manowar, which was sort of like a weird cross between Venom and Iron Man. It was an odd universe. But still, Bloodshot was one of the more popular characters. And I don't know. I want to see it. I've heard it was decent as far as these types of films go. So I would be interested in checking it out. And I'm not going to buy it for the full-on release price, but come Black Friday, I may be having that in my collection.
I had heard about that one as well. One of the main things that it was making the news reports for was that was one of the last wide releases before theaters basically shut down.
Well, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, basically, I think it was like that weekend that it came out that theaters pretty much started shutting down right and left. So, unfortunate, definitely, but it looks interesting. So, my next one is probably something completely different. And this is a film called Tea with the Danes. Or the Dane, yeah. So basically, you've got Dane, I believe they're all Danes. You've got Judi Dench, Eileen Atkins, Joan Plowright, and Maggie Smith. And they're basically sitting around reminiscing about their careers. So, for me, it sounds like it could be something kind of like a British PBS production version of Millennium Actress, maybe, but with the less of the fanciful art and whatnot. It could be a very interesting concept, definitely. And I'm curious to hear what they would have to say. I'm surprised you didn't pick this one since you like Maggie Smith so much. But
I do,
yeah,
but
it's good.
I wasn't super interested in. Probably won't end up getting it. But
I'm
for
sure
you,
this one's. I wouldn't be surprised if your wife gets this one eventually.
actually, though, I thought I did pretty well. I picked up most of this list. The only ones I had is there were only two of them that you added this time, and
Yeah.
only one that you took away from what I had put up there. So it's pretty impressive. And you'd even said you were debating that one. So that.
And honestly, there are a couple others I might not have added on my own, but since they were already there, I was like, yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, I got a couple of. I got another one that's a short one here, which is. I think I have covered all the big ones. I mean, all the ones I don't have. Well, Aria the Natural is wrapping up on the re-releases. So you're getting that Blu-ray release of Part 2. Now, I have a box right now, which is, the Part 2 of that. But there is another release left, I believe. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. But then they're going to have all of it released and widely available. I think they already have released all of it. As far as the Kickstarter people were concerned, but still, you want that English dub, you want the the refitting into the Blu-ray. This is your opportunity, especially if you didn't join in for the cool stuff that got you the art books and everything. But I got an art book too. It's a pretty art book, you see. It's got all the little notes and look at that art. That's just beautiful art right there. So it's called the Table of Contents. Oh my. There you go.
Yes. All right.
But we've talked about this for a while as it's been coming out on the wide release Blu-ray. Did you have any of this series left that you had to recollect or anything like that?
No, I got the whole thing. It's just I didn't have the fancy sets, except for, I think it's the final one that I had the fancy set.
Now you can upgrade it to Blu-ray if you want.
One day.
All right.
I still need to see it before I know for sure. So, my next one, I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit. I'm going to be the cheat. No. So I'm going to actually use this one as an opportunity to dip into my pickups backlog. There is a series coming out that is a Showtime series that is Showtime where AHS was playing.
American Horror Story? No, that was I have no idea.
Was that FX?
Maybe either FX or
I'm trying to think.
Either FX or AMC, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm trying to think what series it was that we were watching where they were promoting. Huh?
Dexter.
Is it Dexter?
If you're talking, if you're talking the one I'm thinking you're talking about, then it was Dexter, because they always cross promoted.
Because I didn't watch.
Because Dexter always came on after it. Yeah, I mean, it might be because it was promotional material with that one disc I gave you.
No, I think it was one of the. Well, anyway, one of the shows we were watching, they were promoting the crap out of this one particular series. And so I'm going to go ahead and cover. We have this week a Season 7 release. I'm kind of surprised it's still going. Ooh. Season 7 release of the series Ray Donovan, which stars Liev Schreiber as, let's see, I believe he's, what is he, like a fixer or a bot? I don't recall exactly what he does.
It's like some sort of mob ties or something.
Something along those lines. But it is a really, apparently a good show. I've heard good things about it. Liev Schreiber is awesome, so this was, by definition, might have made my list anyway. The reason why it must make the list, I'm going to cheat and use this as a pickup video, because a while back at the library, I picked up Season 3. But this is basically, I'm sure Season 7 is probably going to look almost just like this, just with different art. So that gives you a rough idea what we're dealing with here. if I can show you with it. There we go. I still haven't gotten the hang of this weird, But anyway, so like I said, stars Liev Schreiber. I don't know how many of these cast are regulars in the series. Eddie Marsan, Dash Mihawk, Stephen Bauer, several, Paula Malcolmson. I'm sure some of them are. This season stars John Voight, which is kind of cool. But at any rate, actually wasn't Voight. He was in the first season, wasn't he? I know there was a big name. Yeah. But anyway, it looks like a fun show. And if you're already collecting it, I'm sure you need no introduction. If you're not, well, you're a little late to the party, but you could always binge watch.
That's a lot of binge watching right there.
Right.
All right, let's see here. All right, well, my last one, which is a Steelbook. Sentai has been really milking the Steelbooks lately.
Woo-hoo.
And
yes, they have.
This one's a pretty big one. It's had a lot of releases. I think it's had a Blu-ray release already.
No, not a huge number. They did the initial two-part for each.
Yeah, they did the two-part season releases, and then they did the full season releases, and I think they did a re-release on Blu-ray, and then which oddly enough, those are the only ones. I mean, the movie got one release. That was it that I know of.
Yeah.
But and a lot of these ended up going out of print because there would be like a piece of one of them coming out of print and all that. And of course, I'm talking about Clannad, which has three actually or four really. It started off as a kind of a dating sim game, and then on top of that, then they came out with the movie. And the movie was slightly dark. And then they came out with two series, which is the things that are going to be on this particular set, which is Clannad and Clannad After Story. And it plays sort of like a dating sim, a lot of it. You get introduced to your various characters. And then he chooses the one character and dates her and, goes through all of that. And that's what Clannad is about. Which I've got one of the old, one of the first times they released all of it on DVD. And of course, it does have the English dub on it. And it had some sad moments, but it was mostly a lighthearted high school, comedy, romantic comedy. Then, of course, we got to After Store, which a lot of people like, which got really sad in a lot of points as he follows, with this particular option and hooks up with her, and then things happen, and then it looks like it's going to be really sad, and then it has a happy ending. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens. But I'm one of those who actually does agree with one of the anime sites when they were talking about they didn't consider it as great as they felt like it was. I liked it. It's a great series. It's a very highly rated series, very well done, very well artistically drawn. Music is amazing. But the ending, nah. Ending turned me off of it. It's what locked me from making it a perfect series. But I know you really like
it's
that. It's
definitely
series.
Not a perfect. To me, I loved it and I loved the ending. But for me, what kept it from being a perfect series had far more to do with pacing. Like the first season covers most of a school year, and it's pretty straightforward. The second season covers part of that school year. Then they cover an entire school year in basically an episode. Then they cover the first year of marriage in basically an episode.
Then
then there's a time skip. Yeah, it's a weirdly paced show, but it's really good. And yes, the music is amazing. The art is amazing. It's one of those ones that you just turn on, you just get sucked in, But yeah. But of course, Sentai wants $98 for the Steelbook, which is actually probably about normal for their pre-price, I guess.
It's not too terrible, especially if you're considering you're getting a pretty cool package. You're getting 2 full-on. I mean, we're talking 2 24 to 25 episode series and like one set. That's pretty good.
And it's actually a whole lot cheaper than they originally were trying to get for the original release of the show. So, yeah. So if you don't have it, here's your chance. So we've got, what else have we got here? Not much left. Okay, so we have a movie coming out about a Christian singer named Jeremy Camp, and it's called I Still Believe. And this honestly would not likely make my list except for one significant thing, and that is who's in it. First of all, you have Gary Sinise, which is always intriguing. But most notably, there is a acting role here for Shania Twain.
That's why I figured you'd want to cover it.
I'm just like, wow, that's interesting. I have never seen her act before. Well, if you don't count the music videos, which she didn't do a lot of acting in those. There was a time where she was a favorite, we'll put it that way. But yeah. But it's been a while. And she kind of disappeared. She ruled the earth for a while there, and then she kind of disappeared. But I'm curious to see her second career as an actor. We'll see how that goes. And another one, speaking of let's see how that goes, we have another 4K re-release this week featuring one of my current loves, Rinko Kikuchi. And this is a film that technically is a Keanu Reeves vehicle called 47 Ronin. I've been meaning to watch this. I'm curious about it. I've actually heard decent things about it. And as much as I like to rag on Keanu Reeves, he's actually a pretty good action star. So and I believe it's supposed to be very action heavy. It also stars Hiroyuki Sanada, who's a very talented actor as well. But Rinko Kikuchi has a small role as a witch, and anything she's in automatically requires viewing at some point. So, and then there's one coming out called Ordinary Love with Leslie Manville and Liam Neeson, and it's supposed to be a drama. It's supposed to be really good. I don't know much more about it, but any Liam Neeson movie is probably worth a look at some point, except for Run All Night. That one's not worth watching. And there might be a couple others. But anyway, and then the final one for the week, we have a Criterion release. Woo! And it's called Eric Rohmer's Six Moral Tales. I do believe that was the name on it.
Yeah.
And, yep. And it's 6 movies by Eric Rohmer. And they are as follows. 1963's The Bakery Girl of Monceau. 1963's Suzanne's Career. 1969's My Night at Maud's. 1967's La Collectionneuse. I don't know why those are in reverse order, but whatever. 1970's Claire's Knee. And 1972's Love in the Afternoon. Now, I admit, I believe I've heard of Love in the Afternoon. I feel like that was one that I've heard I need to see, but I've never heard of some of these others. But they are apparently they're considered a series. I don't know how closely tied they are, if it's more thematic or what have you, but it looks interesting, and they have a pretty decent amount of special features. Not a huge amount, but there's some, including 4 additional films by Rohmer. They're short films. Presentation, or Charlotte and Her Steak. I love that title. Veronique and Her Dunce. Also a fun title. Nadja in Paris, and A Modern Coed. And one on which he advised, The Curve. So there's actually 5 short films. Yeah, so that's not a bad, there's other stuff on there too, but that's not a bad assortment for this. Probably not going to be high on my to-get list. It's a collection. It's probably going to run considerably more. Actually, their current sale price is $69.95. So, yeah, that's going to run more than a typical. But if you are a fan of Eric Rohmer or of Moral Tales, or if you are like us and you're an obsessed Criterion collector, this will at least be something to put on the July list.
I got a lot of things on that list.
Yeah, I think that was everything. Yep, I think that was everything.
All right.
Okay.
Let me check real quick. I guess that's, everything there. So, all right.
All right.
So, of course, we
Good
do
times.
have a reason to celebrate. We not only hit the 200 subscriber mark, but
Woohoo!
on top of that, we are at 203 subscribers.
Oh wow!
So yeah, we've moved beyond it. We're starting to get to that safety margin
We're over
area.
200.
So yeah, it only took us 4 years to get there, but we are getting there. And I will tell
It
you,
sounded like you said 40. I'm not that old.
I am exactly that old. But it took us a while to do it. But to me, that just means that each and every one of you subscribers, you're just like the creme de la creme. You're the best of the subscribers. As opposed to those people with 1 million subscribers, I'd say probably about a good 700 to 800,000 when we're just like, but for you, you're all gold, every single one of you.
Yeah, not that we're knocking any of you who are subscribed to people that have large numbers of subscribers.
Maybe, see, that's the thing. You guys are the ones that make up the valuable subscribers that they have.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Out of that million,
All right.
800 and some thousand. So that's still over 100,000 subscribers that are the bedrock, that supports them. Well, with that
so
being
we hit
said,
200. So 1,000 is the next goal. Is that
that would be nice. At 1,000, we could actually get paid.
Cool.
Yeah, like 5 cents a video, but we could get paid.
Yeah. I'm not holding my breath, mate.
So with that being said, I hope you all have enjoyed this. Click that like button. Of course, if you haven't subscribed and are considering it, of course, subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate that. And the best key to helping us get more subscribers is to share. Because if we do eventually get paid to do this, I can guarantee you the quality of the videos will go up, because I'll actually be able to stop working certain nights, and then I can use those nights to edit more and stuff like that. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.